Alright guys, welcome back again to more Muv-Luv Photonmelodies Alternative Chronicles, also known as Adoration. Let me just say guys that I'm quite enjoying this particular VN a lot, or at least this storyline in the Muv-Luv universe, just because these characters are so eccentric and rather lively, you know? And then the more new characters we meet with such, I guess, unique personalities, they make it all the more worthwhile to see how they all interact with one another. And that's what we get here with two new members coming into the picture. So with that said, I hope you all enjoy. Thank you all for love and support. Let's carry on. Well, that's...
善は急げね。今度出撃するとき、私も赤いティーバッグを履いてみる。
Wow. That was such an unexpected response from you. You... what? Fortified suits aren't designed to be worn with underwear? That means... What? His imagination of her curves and her body is so... It's incredibly detailed for someone that hasn't really, like, you can only... you know what? Yeah, sure. Good job.
どうだった清十郎。我が西ドイツの戦術機シミュレーターのご感想は。なんて言われても、シミュレーターなんてどこの国でも同じようなものよね。
I fear it's just as you said, Lieutenant. The simulator unit is almost identical to the ones I've used in Japan.
やっぱり。
Since Markenberger has a patent on the TSF cockpit's design, it's only natural the same goes for the simulator. There's no reason to expect otherwise.
ごめんね。清十郎が見て面白そうなところはほとんど昨日回っちゃったの。残ってるのは地味でパッとしない施設ばっかり。
That's a shame. Then what's left on the schedule?
管制指令室とか、メインリアクターとか、環境循環プラントとか、三軍統合兵器廠とか。みんな地下でしょ？新規臭いったらないの。
What is she talking about? Those are critically important facilities. Albeit it comes as no surprise the Mercurial Lieutenant considers them boring.
同じ地下でも許せるのは、士官食堂で食べる夕食ぐらいかしらね。あ、昨日の晩餐みたいに堅苦しくないから安心して。
So I've heard. Come to think of it, it's time for lunch. The meals are served in the officer's dining room, correct? Should we head there?
それはそうなんだけど、そろそろ気分転換しましょうよ。
You want to change what's planned for today? But I've only been here for a day.
そう。見学コースには入ってないんだけど、見せたい場所があるの。お昼はそこでいただきましょう。
But what about the schedule?
細かいことは気にしない。じゃあ早速行きましょう。
But he operates on schedules. He's that kind of guy. Now this is one magnificent view. It almost rivals one of Turner's paintings. I could swear I've stepped right into a postcard.
ねえ、素敵でしょ。この広場は人気があって、基地の人たちもよくジョギングや散歩を楽しんでいるの。
The rough, rocky ramparts of Dover Castle stand in a beautiful contrast to the field of undulating grass that spreads as far as the eye can see. The classical image of Europe come to life. I can almost feel nostalgic for a time that never was.
まあ、その年で武芸だけじゃなく芸術にも通じているなんて立派だわ。
Ah, really? You're giving me too much credit. I simply got caught in the moment, that's all.
清十郎は感受性が豊かなのね。素敵よ。
No, I don't think so. What's going on? She's acting strangely meek. Not to mention that reaction is too plastic considering her usual hyper-personality.
日本にも後ろはあるんでしょ？どんな感じなの？
Think of it this way. When you look at Dover Castle, it looks powerful and rough. Masculine, you could say. In contrast, Japanese castles have a more feminine feel to them. That's even more elegant and delicate.
やっぱりそうよね。納得がいったわ。
I'm afraid I'm not following.
日本の刀や鎧って何百年も前の戦争の道具なのに、細部にまで色鮮やかな飾りや美しい細工が凝らされていて、まるで美術品のようでしょ。武具にそういう思想と技術を込める民族が建てるなら、それは美しいお城になるんじゃないかなって思っていたのよ。
This may be somewhat disrespectful, but I've never expected her to say something like that. Sure, in this day and age, the only people with an interest in Japanese antiques and art are aristocrats, but the lieutenant is, well, her.
とても美しいんでしょうね、日本のお城って。いつかこの目で見てみたいわ。
Oh no. Curse my indiscretion. My rash remarks must have reminded her of Castle Feuerner. Yes, that has to be how she knows so much about Japanese weaponry, because the Japanese sword and armor setup was part of the House of Feuerner's collection. Her childhood memories must have resurfaced due to my thoughtless comments, and with them, the pain she felt when her ancestral home fell to the beta hordes. You must make this right, Seijirou. Honor demands I choose my next words wisely. Lieutenant Feuerner.
何？どうしたの、清十郎?
When you come to Japan, I promise you I'll take responsibility. On my honor, I swear you'll get to witness the beauty of a magnificent Japanese castle for yourself.
え、本当?
Yes, a samurai's word is sacred.
清十郎、信じていいの?
A samurai would never go back on his word. Once it has been given, he will keep it no matter the cost. It's my fault for dredging up those harrowing memories. I could do no less.
嬉しい。約束よ。
It's almost like he's asking her out, like most of these MCs in these types of situations. And of course she's gonna misunderstand that. Yes. My heart. Where'd that sudden palpitation come from? What's it supposed to mean? Maybe I shouldn't have acted on impulse. I made that promise to cheer her up, but considering the current state of the world, I don't even know if such a day will ever come to pass. We're surface bots serving on the front lines. And as long as the fight against the beta continues, her dream of visiting Japan will never come true. And we both must survive until the day I can fulfill my promise.
まあ、今のお聞きになった、ヘルガ。ああ、武士に二言はないというくだりか?
Hmm? Is that German? And this scent.
つまり、侍は一度口にした言葉を絶対に撤回しないということだ。尊敬に値する精神性だな。素敵。激しくも切ない物語の始まりですわ。
I recognize this lady. She's the one who brought me the towel. So she's a surface pilot too.
やあね、ストーキングで忍び寄るなんて趣味悪いわよ。ああ、イルフィったら私たちに気づかないほどお話に夢中でしたのね。
Her name is She of the Wet Towel.
まったく、貴様も英士なのだろう。よくもまあそこまで無防備になれるものだな。無防備じゃないわよ。私は基地の警戒システムを信頼してるんです。我が西ドイツの科学力は世界一なんだから。イルフィ、この基地の電子警戒システムはアメリカ製ですわ。多分どこかに西ドイツの特許技術が。
That blue-haired woman strikes me as a diligent soldier. And from the look of things, she's chastising Lieutenant Feuerner for something. Too bad my German is non-existent. I really wish I could follow the conversation.
わかったわかった。もういい。それより、いつまで客人を放っておくつもりだ？あ、清十郎にランチ食べさせなきゃ。ちゃんと持ってきてくれた？もちろんですわ。ほら、このバスケットに。一つ重要な確認なんだけど、ランチ、あの子に作らせてないでしょうね。私を見くびるな。そんな重大な危険を看過するわけがないだろう。下手をすれば国際問題だぞ。
Her cooking's that bad?
二人ともどうなさいましたの？なんでもないのよ、ルーナ。さあ、清十郎、食べましょう。
Whoa!
ほら、座って座って。
Lieutenant Foyner, aren't you forgetting something? I still haven't been introduced.
ん？あ、そうだったわね。ごめんなさい。
That was close. I could have ended up glued to her for the entire time. I'm Seijirou Makabe, second-year officer cadet from the Japanese Imperial Royal Guard Surface Pod School.
私はヘルガ・ローゼ・ファルケンマイヤー少尉だ。よろしく。
Helga. Helga Rose. Wow.
はじめまして。私はルナテレジア・ビッツレーベン少尉です。ようこそドーバー城要塞へ。心から歓迎しますわ。
Oh, that's nice. Luna and Helga. I won't be here for long, but thank you for your hospitality. The way she carries herself reminds me of a finely sharpened sword. Noble and dignified. The very image of a knight, and she shows her clear signs of humanity, and self-discipline as well, just like a samurai. Lieutenant Falkenmeyer is exceptional, I can tell. And suitable to one who is very image of aristocratic lady, Lieutenant Viltsabin has a modest air about her. We may be from two different cultures, but her actions have told me all I need to know about her kindness. Wait, something's odd. Her beautiful eyes glisten with unshed tears. She's been given no reason to cry. And her face looks slightly flushed as well.
この二人はね、体歴の短い下っ端だから、清十郎の世話役である私のサポートをしてくれているのよ。
ああ、イルフィ、そんな言い方失礼ですわ。
Indeed she is. From the looks of it, Lieutenant Foyner has seniority, but that is no excuse for her boorish behavior.
それでは、真壁候補生のお世話という厄介事が、私たちが下っ端だから押し付けられたように聞こえてしまいますわ。
I'm right here. Do not treat me like luggage.
論点がずれているぞ、ルナテレジ
オ。Thank you, Lieutenant Falkenmeyer.
私たち3人は同時配属。お前の芸に習うなら、厄介事の担当官に任命されたイルフリーでこそ、最も下っ端ということになるな。もう、細かいことはどうでもいいから、早くお昼食べましょう。清十郎もお腹空いたわよね。
Yes. Then again, my heart's had enough for a whole day. I'm full now. Thank you. Weird. I wonder if there's some sort of German-style sandwich. It's by no means unpalatable, but this black and fluffy bread is quite sour.
お味はいかがでしたか、清十郎くん。日本の方のお口にも合いましたかしら。
It certainly does. I've never tried something like this before, but it's delicious.
それは何よりですわ。まだありますから、たくさん召し上がってくださいね。
I appreciate the offer, but I fear I really am sated.
そうですか。では、食後のお飲み物はいかが？合成物ですけれど、コーヒーと紅茶がありますわ。
Thank you very much. I'll have coffee if it's alright. Oh, black will be fine.
まあ、大人ですのね。
Here we go again. Her perfume is quite fragrant. Curses! The coffee's aroma is overpowering this wonderful smell. She called me Seijirou, dear. I approve. In fact, I rather like it. I'm in Lieutenant Foyner's debt. These two are simply delightful. To think I'm being treated with such wonderful familiarity even though we only met mere minutes ago. Lieutenant Viltsabin has made no mention of that wet towel she brought me yesterday. What a sweet and modest woman. She must be the kind of person who helps others without expecting any gratitude in return. It would be insulting to think she's simply being obtrusive or fishing for compensation. I want to thank her profusely, but doing so right now would be a faux pas unfitting for a Makabe, and I'll have to casually convey my gratitude when I depart. Still, what a remarkable display of modesty. Her character is gentle and faintly sweet, unassuming, much like the perfume she's wearing, but concealing a strength that will shake the world once she wakes. Yes, the chivalry of the House Vitsobin is that of a sleeping lion.
それにしても清十郎くんは本当に礼儀正しい方ですのね。こうしていても背筋もシャンと伸ばして立派ですわ。
清十郎は侍なんだから当然よ。ねえ。この若さで覚悟もしっかり決まっているし、感受性や知識なんかもすごいんだから。
What's with the lieutenant treating me like I'm a child she raised? And how come her hands are resting on my shoulders as if it were the most natural thing in the world? There it is again. I noticed a while ago, but Lieutenant Bitzelbin has been staring at me with feverish eyes from time to time.
日本の侍には武士道というものがあると聞く。欧州には騎士道というものがあるが、その違いには興味があるな。
To tell you the truth, this is also something I'm highly interested in. Sadly, I won't be here for long, but I want to learn as much as I can from all of you. As genuine knights, I'm sure you will be the best instructors I could ask for.
まあ、改まってそんな風に言われると照れちゃうわ。何でも聞いてね、清十郎。
On second thought, I'm afraid I'll have to pass up on your offer.
もう慎み深いんだから遠慮なんてしなくていいのよ。なるほど。さすが武家の出だけあって心得ているな。何よ、二人で通じ合っちゃって。イルフリーデン、道とはむやみに人に尋ね聞くものではなく、己で切り開いて初めて見聞が実となるものだろう。
Lieutenant Falkenmeyer! She really understands. I've yet to see her in action, but her words are the highest form of knightly wisdom. Indeed, they strike my heart. Hearing them is all the proof I need to know a real warrior stands right before my eyes. And she doesn't even have the penchant for physical contact like other Westerners. Her character is surprisingly close to that of a Japanese samurai. Astounding. She's a true knight. I can tell she will be my guiding light during my time in Dover. How I wish I hadn't been so tense on the first day. I can't afford to squander a single minute of my stay. It's my duty to learn about the spirit of chivalry from Major Eichberger and the others as much as I can. My last chance will be during the live fire exercise scheduled for the second half of my stay, and that time is fast approaching. Ah, what a shame. There's nothing wrong with Lieutenant Foyner per se, but if Lieutenant Falkenmeyer has been put in charge of me, inconceivable. Reprehensible, Seijirou. Simply reprehensible. A mere cadet like you with the same social standing as luggage thinking about choosing his superiors? Nonsense! Nonsense upon stilts!
あ、そうそう。明日の午後に予定されている屋内レクリエーションは、清十郎がやりたいことを選べるから、朝の点呼までに何をするか決めておいてね。
Oh, of course I will. I know the schedule.
ここでやれることは限られているけど、親睦目的だから、私たちもやれるだけのことはやるつもりよ。
Huh?
何かわからないことでも？
No, it's just that you said we.
ああ、何を選ぶかによって引率の担当が決まるの。この二人を今日のうちに紹介したのも、当日初対面だとやりにくいと思ったからよ。
My emotions. I can't hold them back. But I can't afford to show my hand here. That'd be a breach of military etiquette. Discipline, Seijirou. Discipline.
どうしたの、清十郎。おとなしくなっちゃって。
I like how Luna's playing with her hair. No, this is too much. I'm barely holding it together. I can't let everyone see me grinning from ear to ear, looking like a simpleton does after hearing a dirty joke. There's no way around it. I'll casually turn away from these three. It may be rude, but I have my image to uphold. It's just, you're my supervisor, Lieutenant. I thought we would spend tomorrow together regardless of what I choose.
清十郎。
Here we go. Oh, no. Milk truck just arrived!
もう、心配しなくても大丈夫よ。
Lieutenant breaking my cervical spine is not going to make anything okay. Lieutenant! No, I must get away this instant. I can't show these two such a disgraceful side of mine.
すねて後ろ向いちゃうなんて。しょうがないわね。
And why is Lieutenant Biltzebin's face... Biltzebin? Yeah, Biltzebin's face flushed now. This is like the third time today. Enough is enough. I will bear with this woman's scandalous deeds no more. It's time. Time for House Makibe's expressive suppression technique to be revealed to the entire world. By the power of my Maccabe's forefathers, I have the power! Emotion suppression technique, ancient Maccabe style, ultimate concealment. What?
何も担当感が変わるわけじゃないんだし、軽い気持ちで好きなものを選べばいいのよ。
Ha ha ha. Of course, Lieutenant. Losing control like that was most embarrassing.
もう仕方がないんだから、清十郎は。
That's quite the defense mechanism he's got. Ha ha ha. I am sure you would not. Falkenmeyer's like, what the flying hell is going on with this guy?
素敵。
West German science is the best in the world. And I'm done with my report. Thus ends the second day of my stay. I must thank my fourth eldest brother, Kiyoshiro, for teaching me how to write like a bureaucrat. I can already see the awestruck faces of my instructors as they gaze upon my work. Today marks the end of my inspection of the main facilities. This may be the largest base in Europe, but now that I've seen the most important places, I've concluded the equipment here does not differ much from the Empire's. Of course, that's only to be expected. What I was shown could be accessed even with a low-level security clearance. It'd be rash to conclude the technology I've seen is representative of the whole base. There was something rather unsatisfactory, though. This morning, I took a stroll to observe the surface pods during their daily training. Their evident lack of dedication rendered me speechless. Instead of following a standard training regime, it seemed as if everyone was simply doing whatever they pleased. How can they expect to function as a cohesive unit during an actual battle if they can't bring themselves to do so during training? Even if there are some excellent surface pilots, Major Eichberger or Captain Rallerstein come to mind, the others will inevitably end up dragging the whole unit down. Brower's behavior was especially worrisome. Is he really of noble blood? That man was letting out a torrent of complaints the entire time, with his main grievance being how boring training was. Such behavior would, under no circumstances, go unpunished in the Empire. Individual freedom without bounds and excessive respect for privacy breeds spoiled behavior such as this, it seems. In that regard, the Empire system is miles ahead. There are great benefits to be found in fostering a comradeship with a clear hierarchical structure. Everyone knows where they stand and how they're supposed to act in order to support the whole. Cerberus' performance would improve greatly if they were to switch to a more regimented system and spent much more time training in the fundamentals. Should I bring this to Major Eichberger's attention? Still, it's quite a conundrum. This has to be how they've always done things, and yet Cerberus is renowned throughout Europe, which begs the question, how can this be? Maybe it's because of the 7 heroes? I can easily see how the unit's lofty reputation stems from the outstanding performance of a few selected individuals in battle. And then there's a matter of my conversation with the other officers during free time. I can't make heads or tails of the things I've heard there.
ところが清十郎、小隊長にはね、とんでもない秘密があるのよ。
待て、イルフリーレン。清十郎にそれを話すのはどうかと思うぞ。
イルフィーが話さなくても、いずれ隊の誰かから聞くことになりますわ。
Is this what they call an open secret? I know better than to put any stock in idle gossip, but it's somewhat telling that pretty much everyone knows about this terrible thing.
周囲の眼帯、清十郎は気にならなかった？
Not particularly. I figured it must be a recent injury and that she's waiting for a transplant. Excuse me, transplant. Something got caught in my throat.
違いますわ。私たちの配属以前から獣医はずっとあの眼帯をされておられますのよ。
Really? She refused to get an artificial transplant? Shouldn't that be fatal to any surface pilot's career?
周囲の家系はね、代々法王の勅命で異端審問を行っていたそうよ。とりわけ魔女狩りでは相当なことをやったらしいの。
You mean they actively participate in witch hunts during the Middle Ages? Are you serious?
そう。でもそれは世を欺く仮の姿。 実は魔術の研究に全てを捧げるオカルト主義の家系で、異端審問は他人の研究や魔導書を奪う手段だったの。そのおかげでオカルト好きだった前の独裁者にはかなり重用されて、ベスターナハ家は相当な栄華を極めたそうよ。でもね、
There's some truth in her words. Germany's infamous Führer was committed to the occult. I could sort of understand if she were talking about Captain Wallerstein, but for the lieutenant to be caught up in something that morbid.
その呪われた血に刻み込まれた怨念が何の罪もない注意に。
So the curse is hereditary?
魔眼よ。
What? The devil's... what?
生まれたばかりの赤子の右目にはおぞましくどす黒い魔眼が開いていたのよ。
Aha.
魔眼の瞳には魔法陣が刻まれていて、あの眼帯を取るとレーザー球を凌駕する出力のヘイトブラストが。
Really? Wow.
どう？怖い？
Yes, of your delusions.
許してくれ聖十郎。周囲の眼帯話のバリエーションは部隊員の数だけあると言われていてな。
Oh.
皆それを外部のものに風潮することに無駄な情熱を注いでいるのだ。
So Lieutenant Bits have been meant to say that someone would have tried to pull a fast one on me sooner or later, no matter what.
実際には網膜投影とリンクする精密照準用の電子機器が移植されていて、戦闘時以外は眼帯で保護しておられるんだ。
Huh? She gets feedback directly from an electronic implant? Why?
さてな、注意にもいろいろとご事情があるのだろう。
That can't be right. In my opinion, members of the same unit should not keep secrets from each other. How are you supposed to develop an esprit de corps when you can't even talk about matters of such pivotal importance?
ところで聖十郎君、私たちの部隊がなぜツェルベルスと呼ばれているのかはもうご存知？
Yes, Lieutenant Voyner told me about it yesterday. Cerberus is a mythological beast that guards the gate of hell, in this case the European mainland. Again, I strongly agree with this way of naming things. The Empire should also start naming its units after mythological creatures. For example, Tsuchinoko Battalion, Kappa Regiment. Ugh! No, those won't do. I can't put my finger on why exactly, but those won't do.
ツェルベルスに3つの頭があるように、私たちの部隊にも3つの頭がありますのよ。
How so?
一個戦術機大隊が3個中隊で構成されていることを思い出せ。
Ah, you're right. That means each company is supposed to stand for one of Cerberus' heads.
その通りですわ。
Inconceivable! The way both the legend and the organization's name match is simply too cool for words. So there's Major Eichberger, the Black Wolf King, the Captain Wallerstein, the Sonic Baron, but who's the third?
第3中隊を率いる衝撃のバラデュオンシュトルムガイスト隊。あいにくブラウ中隊はモンサーミシェル要塞の間引き作戦に派遣されているため不在だが、
Blau?
ブラウはドイツ語の青だ。
Blau.
セルベルスの中隊長はそれぞれの色を背負っているの。機体も強化装備も中隊色なのよ。
I remember Captain Wallerstein's Crimson TSF is quite famous. It even appears in the textbooks we use in the Royal Guards Training Academy. Their own colors, huh? Baron Gerhard von Wallerstein and his red TSF. I can't deny I was surprised he turned out to be such a unique individual. He's an outstanding pilot I've admired for years. Plus, I have to commend his taste for choosing red as his TSF's color. From what I've heard, only pilots of noble origin or knights are allowed to pick a personal color for their TSF. It's similar to the Imperial Royal Guard's practice of signaling a pilot's social standing through how their machine is painted, a practice used to boost the morale and discipline of the surrounding troops. Soon, perhaps in a matter of weeks, I will first step into the battlefield. By then, I'll be piloting a red TSF representing both House Makabe and the Royal Guard. It's not a responsibility I can afford to take lightly. And I wonder, will I rise up to the occasion? Will I survive the 8 minutes of death? What a silly thought. Of course I must. I'm duty-bound to serve His Excellency, the Emperor, Her Highness, the Shogun, the Royal Guard, and the people of Japan. Unlike most of my contemporaries, I've been blessed with the opportunity to train in a company led by a bona fide hero. It would be a sin to squander such a rare opportunity.